Okay, welcome to Patreon. We're doing a video again, finally.
I
This
don't
is
think we've
Tim.
done a video since, this is Paul. We haven't done a video since 2019, I think, right?
Well, we did one where we were going to start doing videos answering patron questions, and we did that once. I don't remember if it was 2020 or 2019, but
Mm. Yeah, the last clear memory I have of recording a video was when you and I were at our parents' house in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
okay. No, it's been
Which would
since
have been
then, but
okay.
I can't really remember exactly when. Anyway,
Mm. Well, here
so
we are again.
I mean, you're welcome to send us questions. Maybe that'll give us incentive to keep doing this. But I thought, as an alternative, I would come up with some TV trivia questions. So I actually got more than I need for this time. Let's do three of them.
Okay.
Okay, first question, and patrons play along. We'll give you a little time to think about it before Paul attempts to answer. In the early 1960s, George Carlin was part of a comedy team. Who was his partner? Four choices. Make it a little easier, give you actual
Okay.
choices. A. Loretta Swit. B. Flip Wilson. C. Jack Burns. D. Frank Gorshin.
Hmm. Boy, Loretta Swit is either the answer or a brilliant ringer. That's a really good one. Say the options one more time,
Okay.
please, Tim.
Loretta Swit, Flip Wilson, Jack Burns, Frank Gorshin.
I would go with Jack Burns because I simply don't know who he is, but I'm gonna put it all on Flip Wilson just because it seems there's a certain logic to
Okay.
it.
Well, your instinct was correct. It's Jack Burns.
Okay.
Carlin was partners with Jack Burns from about 1959 to 1963. Burns then had a longer partnership with Avery Schreiber before moving
Hmm.
into writing and producing. One show that he worked on and also served as the on camera announcer for was the ABC late night comedy show Fridays in the early 80s.
No kidding, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if
Wow.
you put in your DVD collection of the best of Fridays, you can see him there in that silk letter jacket with the microphone
Right.
and the little canary or something.
Of course. Of course. Wow. Wow. Everything is connected to our childhoods.
But yeah, I was stunned when I realized that he had been partners with George Carlin for a time.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to imagine George Carlin having a comedy partner because he
Hmm.
seems so sui generis. It's all about his observations and his kind of meanderings that always end up with a stinger. But interesting to think of him in collaboration with another comic.
Bonus question: do you know what sitcom George Carlin was temporarily in the cast of?
McHale's Navy?
No.
I don't know.
That girl. He was
Huh.
her agent. He played her Anne Marie's agent briefly, and then I think he must have found something better to do and moved
My
on from
goodness.
that.
Do you have any idea what season that was?
I
What
watched
season
the
of
whole
that girl?
thing a couple years ago, but off the top of my head, so let's see, there are five seasons, and I think it was probably about season two, maybe one or
Mm,
two. It was early on.
wow. I'd really like to go back and watch that girl, in part because my spouse and I are watching Mary Tyler Moore. We're in season 5 of 7 right now, and
Hmm.
there are, so many ways in which Mary Tyler Moore gets compared to that girl
Yeah, well,
as
it's
a
kind of
kind of
that
origin
continuum,
text.
the continuum
Hmm.
of that girl, Mary Tyler Moore, on up to like Murphy Brown and whoever.
Right, exactly, exactly. So cool.
Okay, next question. Which actor who appeared in one Batman arc also appeared in the 1966 film Our Man Flint? A. Susan Silo. B. Shelby Grant. C. Julie Gregg. D. Doodles Weaver.
Oh, boy. Once again, my addled memory. I'm thinking of, Tim once did a Not Brand Yek radio show episode in which the joke at the end was, Grandpa saying, "That's my arteries hardened and sunny," and there's this crackling noise of paper being wadded up. Because my arteries are hardened and sunny, and I can't, most of the names you mentioned, I simply don't remember.
Okay, well, would you like me to fill you in, to remind you who they are?
I'm sure I'm sure the listeners at home would enjoy that too. Yes, okay. Please.
All right. So Susan Silo was Mousy in that second Riddler arc with the King.
Yes, of course.
Shelby Grant was the princess in the George Sanders Mr. Freeze. Princess Sandra. Julie Gregg was... let's see, she was in, Fine Fanny Fiends.
Okay.
And Doodles Weaver, of course, was in the Archer arc.
Yes, that I remember.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember his character's name.
I'm gonna go with Doodles Weaver on this one because Weaver was working on his acting career in the 1960s. He actually appeared. Weaver was a member of the Spike Jones gang on radio in the 40s and 50s, I guess. And he's heard on many of Jones's comedy records. But he was also he appeared in Hitchcock's The Birds as a wharfsman, with a small speaking part around the same time. It would have been 63, I guess. And when he was. So anyway, again, it's because of familiarity. I'm going with this answer. I'm going to go with Weaver.
It's actually B. Shelby Grant.
Dang.
She played Leslie, one of Flint's 3 live-in girlfriends in Our Man Flint. Did I mention that movie is a male fantasy on steroids?
3 simultaneous?
Oh, yeah.
Live-in?
Oh, yeah.
But of course.
Okay, last question. Which Batman actor appeared on The Ed Sullivan Show on February 9, 1964, the Beatles' American debut? A. Van Johnson. B. Burgess Meredith. C. Frank Gorshin. D. Julie Newmar.
Okay, I'm going to give the listeners at home a minute to think about this, but I think I may actually be 1 for 3 today.
Okay.
I do believe that it's Frank Gorshin.
That's right.
Excellent. Yes. That I actually had a beat on because I remembered our discussion of it earlier, and I think I've seen part of that performance too.
Yeah. When I was in New York in 2014 and I went to the TV and Radio Museum or TV Museum, I don't even know if it exists anymore. I think they didn't have funding or something, but I happened to be there on the 50th anniversary of the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, and so they were showing the entire episode at the museum. So I was like, "Oh, there's Frank Gorshin."
That's great, and that was 64.
Yep, 64. Right.
Well, you still need me. You still feed me, etc., etc., etc. When I'm 1960.
Okay, so that's the TV quiz for this time. I've got a couple more questions for next time, and I'll be trying to think of more. Or if a patron has a TV question that we could use, why don't you pass that along too?
We could call this, Stump the Stooges, but the Stooges, this particular Stooge is completely stumped already. So you don't need to stump me. The regular old questions that Tim is asking are just fine for that.
Okay, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you again sometime soon.